I drew an atomic reactor, trying to figure out how, because I've heard of them, but I've never seen one. So I drew one, and then it looks like what I've seen in a book. The Hydrogen collider accelerator, what they call it, breaking atoms apart.
Yeah.
I wanted to build one on a small scale. So I built something that I call a prismatic energy chamber. It was only about this big, but basically what it did was you run an electrical charge through it. I built this thing. It's tabletop. It sits in my room right now, not totally completed. But when you sit next to this thing, or you put it next to a TV set, last thing I did when I blew out one. I blew out a TV set, my mother's TV set, that big screen one. I blew it out, and it then had a big rainbow, eccentric rainbow in the center of the screen that looked like a rainbow that's been converted into a circle. And all the colors go in until you get to the center, and you see a hole in the center where it goes through.
So you built a miniature linear accelerator
in a sense. That's what I built. And it wasn't something I knew how to do. They showed me how to do it. They brought me diagrams, blueprints. They flashed them across the equivalent of a supercomputer in my mind. I got all these screens sitting up here where I can touch them in my thought, and they'll change to a different point of view. So what I see is the breakdown of everything that they want me to do. And they'll tell me to go out, they'll take me out when they go out with me, and they see what they want. They say, buy this item. I buy that item, I take it home, drop it into the slot. I call it the slot because the thing was built from the ground up. So every piece that I bought, I didn't go measure it and say, well, this might work. They said, this is what you want. Take it home, put it in the slot.
And this thing is fully functional, this rainbow maker?
This thing is fully functional. Bill.
So if I had a TV, we could blow it up?
You could knock the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But I had to, but the first one I built, I had to destroy it.
I'm down, I have a couple TVs
already. But what I'm saying is, the first one I built, Bill seen it. He saw the thing.
Okay.
I had to destroy that thing. I lived over here, but we moved to Antioch. The thing was put together with epoxy resin, plumber's putty, no screws, no nuts, no bolts, no nothing. Because I had to work with what I could afford.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford to have all these special things made. So I went out and with my little friend, they told me that this is what you wanted. I got it all, I put it together.
Blew it up. Plumber's epoxy works.
It stands as tall as I do. It had a 36-inch parabolic reflector dish. It had 4 smaller ones. It had 100 pounds of quartz crystal in it. It had an antenna, wiring ratio of an antenna, so that every time you moved it, it was on the lazy Susan, like a knob on a TV set. When you turned the whole system around like this, doing this with it, it changes its frequency modular, picked up a different station. It picked up Tokyo, Japan. It picked signals from outside, coming from whatever those things is sitting up there, Bellstar or whatever it was. It had 4 liquid batteries on it, which I personally made. With the chemicals that goes in the battery, I use vinegar, salt, and a weak solution of that.
You learn how to do all that?
You asking me? What do I know?
Just plug and play.
This was plug and play. The thing said do this, and I did it. The batteries were liquid. Copper and zinc was the elements that made the battery.
You didn't know anything about it.
I didn't know all that stuff. I mean,
all of a sudden you put it together.
I studied science in school, but I didn't have all that knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then they told me to build. They told me to build a coil, special coils, like the antenna has. So I had this big old dish that I bought from Ekman Scientific. It was a place that sold all kinds of scientific supplies. They told me buy those, buy these, buy that. I put about $6,000 in this thing. $6,000 I spent on coils, magnets, crystal. I bought almost $2,000 worth of crystals.
Where do you get crystals at?
Huh?
Where do you get the crystals?
I got them from a Japanese lady at the flea market. I went in there one day and there was a lady sitting there with these big old quartz crystals. And a great big crystal ball that was about as big as a bowling ball, must weigh about 40 pounds.
Okay.
So what I did was, I got magnetic strips of tape that you use to make refrigerator magnets. I got what they call cowl magnets that look like long little tubes, but they're hot, they're solid. what you do is the cows swallow them. And any metal fillings in the stomach, they stick to it, and when they get their crap, it comes out with the filling on attached to it. So that gets rid of all the metal that they ate during the course off the ground. I use those in the chamber around the edges of it, wrapped with a basic copper wire, insulated. A first and secondary one on the top that was clockwise, one at the bottom was counterclockwise, so that when you pour your energy through it to the ground, it grounds itself. So it sucks energy out from space through this dish, grounds it, goes through a red ball of circuitry, and then comes out into the little bitty one, and it sends the signals back out again. It had a computer connected into a laptop, one of the older laptops. I didn't have a modern one. I had 3 biofeedback machines hooked into it, along with all kinds of different gadgets, like a digital camera for recording. It had tape recorders for recording things, a digital camera for picking up any images I could pick up. I could send the image through it and send it back out into the data stream that it was putting out. So if anything that went through that little thing, and it would go into it and become part of the...
So in essence, you created a nuclear reactor to actually create energy out of the universe?
Well, it kind of did something like that, because all I know, I couldn't stay near it too long, because when I did, I got the most horrible, no, not horrible, I'm just putting it in that way, because it was just funny. It was too much energy for me. If you notice, I'm overcharged right now. I'm like I'm hyper. I've always been hyper, but not this hyper. And then I got overloaded, because the thing that they built for me was supposed to be, they built it because they wanted to give me a means of communicating with them. And the fringe benefits of it was that it was able to send signals to everything else. I mean, I could pick up people's radios, I could pick up the frequency bands on them scanners. And essentially, it was a big, powerful prismatic energy generator, transmitter, and receiver. Prismatic is the energy that the universe puts out. And these celestials, that's what they're made of. They're these great big energy spheres. And like I said, they're pure mind. They can't use their mind on me directly. What they had to do is they had to offset it. What that means is, okay, we're living on a great big giant magnet. The sun and all this radiation out here, what's stopping it from killing us? The whole field of the earth shields us against all this stuff. So basically what these Celestians did was they used that same principle for their signals. They sent it into the jet stream of the field of energy around the earth, and I got the offset. A little bit of it trickled through to me. So when I pick up their thought, I'm picking up a little trickle. It's like the trickle charge effect. So they talk to me, and it's a nice, even kill. But if they hit me directly, I get what I got when they accidentally did it once. I got what you call, what is that, right? It was,
information overload?
No, well, it was worse than that. It was seizure kind of thing.
Yeah.
It caused a seizure in me.
Yeah.
So now I'm in the taking it. I mean,
just an overload of energy.
And the specialists have been stressing on ever since. They knew they did it, and it was their fault that happened. It hurt them very badly, so I had to take medicine now. But I've never had nothing like that. But I was so overloaded that it just burnt that into my brain, and now I'm seizure kind of thing. Yeah. So I had to have a medication for it. I fixed that for it. But now the big thing is they want to show themselves, so they do it in a subtle way.
To you or to the rest of the world?
Yeah. Well, to me basically, but the rest of the world is getting a taste of it right now. The thing I was telling you about the big thing that showed up all of a sudden.
So you're a medium of their existence.
Well, I'm not saying I'm the most important thing in this whole world. I'm just saying that for some strange reason, a bunch of male-female planetary-sized beings, for some crazy reason, seem to like me, and they just talk to me. And when I try